Greetings viewers, JLB here, back for a brand new video, but it's not an animation cinema video. Today, we're heading back to the Animated Television History Tour series, as we have a look at one of the most influential yet surprisingly big hit television series of the 50s, a little show called Clutch Cargo. Now, this show was produced by Cambria Pictures, and it originally was aired in syndication starting on March 9th, 1959, and was seen on 65 stations nationwide up until 1960. Now, of course, the series was very notable. It still is, actually, because of its very limited animation, but the stories were pretty imaginative, and some of us animation critics today, it was a surprise hit back then because of the techniques that were used in it. Techniques that will be refined years later. But we'll save that for later. So, what's the story about Clutch Cargo? Well, the story of the series follows our main hero, an adventurer by the name of Clutch Cargo, who basically goes around the world on different dangerous assignments. But he's not alone. He has a couple of sidekicks. His young ward, Spinner, and a dachshund who is Spinner's pet by the name of Paddlefoot. Now, this series, when I said it had very limited animation, I do mean it had very limited animation. I mean, the characters don't even move. The only thing that moves is the mouth. But of course, there was a little bit of live action footage that was used. Like, for example, footage of a 1929 Bellanca C-27 Airbus, which actually was flown by Clark Haas, who was the creator of the series, because he was a jet pilot. Now, the episodes were produced and then serialized in about five-minute chapters each, making the show about 25 minutes long in total, even though some people say the show only runs for 4 minutes. But I digress. The first 4 chapters, they basically all end in cliffhangers. Huh? What? Whoa, no, guys! I told you this before. We are not going to be talking about Between the Lions yet. I don't even think we will. So do not come out when I say cliffhanger. You'll have to forgive me. Those were the guys from Between the Lions, the cliffhanger segments of that show. They always come out whenever I say that. But let's get back to the review. The first 4 chapters basically told the story. The 5th chapter basically brought the story to a close. Now, the creator of the show, Clark Haas, explained that the show was formatted this way so that, and I quote, the stations can run one a day on weekends, then recap the whole for a half-hour Saturday show, unquote. Now, this show is very, very notable in my case because it's basically the precursor to a YouTube channel and a short-lived television series that some of you might know if you watch Cartoon Network. And, of course, it's Star. And I'm referring to The Annoying Orange. Now, before The Annoying Orange, this show was actually the first to have human mouths being put onto anything, actually. Like, for example, in the 1950s, there were some popular talking animal commercials. They used this very same technique used in Clutch Cargo called Synchrovox, which was invented by Edwin Gillette, who worked at Cambria. He basically created an optical printing system that could be put directly on the animation cell, which means you could basically place the mouth of the actor who's speaking the lines onto the animation cell. This, of course, would be used again in 2004 for a short film on the Incredibles DVD called The Adventures of Mr. Incredible, which followed in the same Clutch Cargo concept, but it was a lot shorter because it didn't have 5 chapters. It only had just one story, and it followed through very quickly. And The Annoying Orange, it actually brought forth that very concept, but brought it up a notch by using green screen instead of synchrovoxing, which is rather impressive considering that these two shows, The Annoying Orange and Clutch Cargo, were separated by about half a century. So in short, these guys were creating this show for about $232 less than how Disney could do it way back in the 50s. But the question is the show still pretty good? Well, from the footage that I've seen online, yes, actually. It's actually pretty... It's still good. It's a special rare gem lying out there with all the other television shows that have been popular around in the 50s. But should it be watched today? Well, if you're interested in knowing about where the whole mouth on a orange thing for The Annoying Orange came to be, well, I'd say it's worth it. For everyone else, take it as it will. It's a product of its time. And that'll about wrap it up this time for the first episode in a long time of the Animated Television History Tour. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned on both Animation Cinema and Animated Television History Tour, because we're going to be coinciding with each other. The series, I mean, they're going to be coinciding with each other a lot lately as I go through the different eras of animation. So definitely stay tuned for any more episodes that involve talking about television shows and movies, animated television shows and movies from the golden age of animation onward. Because we're definitely going to be looking at some classics, some rarities, and some forgotten gems. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.